Man, this is your boy Jay Kush. Welcome back to Roll Up Podcast. We got this 101 going on with the one and only Tony Lit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we're about to get it started.
That's right. So how's it going, bro? How's everything? How's things going with you?
You know, doing my podcast. Got this event coming up.
Yeah.
Malibu. Going to do the Miss Cannabis.
Nice.
Trying to make a new lane in the cannabis industry. So, we're doing that, pushing women empowerment. But, back as for the podcast, we're going to start, kind of, like, not saying we're going to stop going to events.
Yeah.
We're going to start focusing more on one-on-ones like this.
Perfect,
bro.
I've
been meeting a lot of people at the Olympics, Dunn, Kush Dog, former Cub.
Yeah.
And, they've been wanting the one-on-one. And
you meet a lot of good people out there, bro.
Yeah.
So it's probably be a good idea, bro, to get those people on the camera, bro.
Definitely want to do that, man, because some of these people got great stories,
bro. Straight up.
And you definitely want to see how they started because your story could be similar to theirs or way different from it, but they're still there in the same industry that you're in. So
absolutely, bro.
That's the thing that makes us all come together.
It's a different movement, man. You know what I mean? So a lot of people want to know how to jump on the train.
Oh yeah.
And the stories help a lot. You know what I mean? Because you're learning from people's mistakes. So it's great.
Yeah.
It works out.
Yeah, and then from the black market, come from the white market. Now you got like two different sides coming into the industry. Some people got it out the mud. Some people bought their way in.
It's different, bro. It's definitely different. I see people trying right now. You know what I mean? And I know it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I try to give them any advice I can give them, bro, to get them going to where they need to be. Because everybody's got a dream, bro. Everybody got to go through with whatever they got to go through to get there.
So since we're talking about that. How did you start your dream?
I mean, bro, it wasn't necessarily meaning like I just woke up one day and said I'm gonna do this. It has a great story behind it. You know what I mean? Because I was doing it in a form of trying to find. I don't want to say a cure, but I want to say something that's gonna ease my mom's pain. You know what I mean? Because when she had cancer and stuff, it was really tough.
Yeah, sorry.
And everybody, thank you, bro, and everybody in the community, because I was already doing little sessions here and there. I was already throwing little sessions and stuff too. I was already,
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro. Back in the day, this is 2018, bro. And
wow.
And so I used to have a studio right here off of Bayer, and we used to do sessions there. And of course, we used to, trap and do different stuff and have a good time, bro, and meet good people, kind of like what you're doing right now. You're meeting a lot of good people. I was meeting people that were just getting started, you know what I mean? And I mean, some of these bigger people that are in the industry now, they used to be at tables right next to me, you know what I mean? Just starting their dream. And so back to where I was starting, all of them helped me out, you know what I mean? Especially a good friend of mine, Mike Fresh Press, you know what I mean? He really helped me out a lot, you know what I mean? He's been with me through the whole journey, you know what I mean? He's always come to be there for my events, be there with the collabs, be there for anything I needed, man. So yeah, he's a huge shout out to Mike, you know what I mean? Huge shout out to Zach too, you know what I mean? Because without Zach, there's no Mike, you know what I mean? So they're a really dope team, you know what I'm saying? And so they really do their thing for Fresh Press, but when I was really trying to do stuff to help my mom out, I was giving her different stuff, here and there, bro. CBD powders, THC stuff, Rick Simpson oils, and all the stuff that helps out, and it was really helping my mom out, man. My mom was outside, she was still like, hey, take me outside, mijo, I want to smoke a cigarette, I don't have lung cancer, and I'm just like, and I'm just like, shit, you know what I mean? But I would still do it, because my mom's only had 6 months, so I made every minute count, you know what I'm saying? She was down here with me in San Diego. She was down here, staying with another family member of ours, and I had her there. I was there with her every day, and we were doing great, until one of the hospice peoples came and they're like, hey, how come you're not giving her these pills? And I'm like, because she don't need them, like, what the fuck, then they tried to charge me with neglect, you know what I mean? Then they took her away from me, bro, and, they put her in hospice, and she passed away 3 days later, you know what I mean? So it's a tough journey, bro. I'm not going against, like fighting with, hospice or fighting with big pharma or anything like that. I'm just trying to help people out, bro, that are in need of pain and stuff like that. I still help people to this day. But that's how Strictly it started. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And when I started that journey, it was for those reasons. It wasn't for the money or the fame or losing my humbleism. Like, it was more about, let me help you have an extra day with your family. You know what I mean?
Basically
And
give it back to the patients.
of course, bro.
Well, basically, you were helping out people, and you had patients. So basically, it was more of a medicinal form.
Of course.
Recreational.
Yeah.
You would say.
I would say, like, definitely, like you're saying, bro. But I was just in the realm of, like, there's got to be a way to help people to get rid of this, and I'm sure there is. I mean, weed's not a drug, bro. It's medicinal. You know what I mean? And people don't realize that. There's a lot of people that use it for rec, and that's cool and everything, but for all we know, that's helping them not even get cancer in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's something that's should be looked more into, and I think with these new laws that just passed, you know what I mean, making it a different category 3 now, it's really going to help a lot of people, find the research and figure out what it really does, because I'm a strong believer, bro, that every strain does something different, you know what I mean, and I'm a strong believer that it's going to definitely come out someday, and it's definitely going to show people, like, hey, here's the proof, you know what I mean? Get with it, you know what I mean, and stop thinking they're like, oh, because you got the older heads that are like, oh, we don't mess with that, you know what I mean, it's a drug, and stuff like that, but they don't realize, bro, that was just that was all put there, for a reason, you know what I mean, for whatever that reason is. It is what it is, you know what I mean. We just need to move on from it, you know what I mean. And
we already know, because all the stuff that cannabis eliminates for me, that's the stuff that people don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It like for me, when I smoke, it relaxes me, brings my stress down, just makes me feel better.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
And then I feel like the people who don't consume it, they're dealing with that stuff, like being depressed, not sleeping, not having a good attitude, and then they look at us like we're doing something bad, but if they was maybe smoke and try it, you can't knock it until you try it. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So, and maybe some of those people that got that stigma about it probably change their mind.
Definitely, bro.
They tried it and actually had the experience for it.
Yeah, like because some people don't like the smell. Okay, well then you should try the gummies. Or some people don't like the taste. Okay, well then maybe you should try different
tincture, vapes,
different stuff. Like there's even drinks now, bro, that are fantastic. You know what I mean? That taste just like a soda. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, I'm good, and that's what people need to understand. Like it's different areas that you can touch, just like when you're out cooking a good meal. You know what I mean? I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, and we're good. I mean, people understand, like, hey, like this is something I got to just actually see for myself.
Exactly. And to try to judge off of
course,
what the media is putting out there.
I've seen people do worse shit, bro.
Oh yeah, me too. And like liquor is, that's
horrible. It's horrible for you.
Cause more deaths than that's really up there. Liquor is. So
if you abuse it,
yeah, exactly.
I'm in the liquor game too, so I'm not gonna hate too much on the liquor game, but I'm on the clean liquor game. You know what I mean? Like where you don't sit there and slam it all night or drink a whole bottle. You just get home, have a shot, call it a day. You know what I mean? It's great, bro. But like, absolutely, I agree with you 100% when it comes to that, bro. Because it is horrible for you if you're drinking every single day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And weed also, bro. Like it could really affect you if you're doing it every single day, all day. You know.
You have to have some type of control, some type of balance.
Of course.
With it,
And that's with anything you do.
Kind of willpower. Yeah. Well,
that's with anything you do, bro. You know what I mean? Have that control, willpower, and don't let this shit get to you. You know, like
exactly.
It could be the worst of the worst, and it could be the best of the best. It just depends on how you run your life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So back to the story. So you said this brand was to help your mom out.
Yeah.
So did you know what to call it then? Was it strictly lit back then?
It was Rob Vanderslice. He painted like a bunch of dope cars in Lowrider magazine, like Casanova.
Nice.
Back then we didn't, because I used to have a paint and body shop back in the day. And a really good friend of mine was my neighbor. He ended up being, really good friends with another painter friend of mine by the name of Fernando that passed away. And, we just really got into the paint game, you know, like we just shooting candies, you know.
So you're a painter yourself?
I did for a long time, bro. I painted really nice cars, really nice bikes. I did a lot of cool stuff, you know.
Oh, nice.
There's probably a couple lowriders around here that you see, bro, that I've shot, you know what I mean? And
so you're artistic, you're saying? Okay.
I try to be, you know what I mean?
He is.
I do a little bit here and there, bro, but I think that's where it comes from, where I'm just so easy at, you know, making a nice shirt or giving my guy the tools to make a nice, you know, design for me, you know what I mean? Because I'm not the designer, bro. You know, shout out to Johan for doing all my designs, you know what I mean? Okay. But you know, everything that we do, bro, it's been based on seeing what you bring into the table. And I don't mean by like, hey, bring some money to my table. I mean like, let me see what gift you have. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, like, everyone has a different gift that they've been given, and I help you discover that. You know, in some shape, way, or form, you know, because everybody that comes to my table, bro, and that's a part of Strictly Lit, I help them discover things that they never thought were possible. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a like a hey, look at me type of saying. I say, hey, bro, like, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna show you the ropes of how I did things, and I'm gonna make you feel like you could do something great. You know what I mean? And once we discover what your slot is in this plan that I have, bro, you're gonna be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna see your shit everywhere.
Bro, and one thing, what I would say about you too is like the way that your company is run, it's more of like a family. Yeah. It's crazy because every time you see Lit, everybody is bossed up.
Thanks,
so you really don't know who the boss is. Like, everybody's, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's doing their own thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like last time when we were talking, you said you're good at putting people where they need to be. Yeah. You know, like putting them in this slot, and everything, and it just works. And you have to have a team,
of course,
to make it work. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a car. Like, this person's the engine, this person's the tires. You know, so
everybody has a piece that they could bring to the table, bro. They just don't realize it yet. You know, and once they get to there, bro, and they realize what they're capable of, man, bro, they just, sky's the limit. You know, a person that's on my team, bro, is huge at doing things that are great, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, like, I can't even believe it, you know what I mean? Sometimes, and I'm just like, oh fuck, bro, I personally would have never thought of that, you know what I mean? But everybody, like I was telling you earlier, bro, everybody has a dream, dog. You know, they just got to make shit come true, you know? And I think that when you're with Strictly Lit, bro, I help you realize, bro, that you need to stop focusing on the stress. You need to stop focusing on the nonsense and the haters and all this shit that comes with the territory. Because as you know, bro, this shit comes with a lot of bullshit.
Exactly. It does.
You know what I mean? And if you learn how to block that out of the way, you'll have time to focus on what you really got to focus on, which is the good energy, the good people, the things that you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people surround themselves with nonsense. Yeah. And it goes back to the saying, you know, that misery loves company, bro. And honestly, bro, that's the realest saying that I've ever heard. You know what I mean? And if you're in a room long enough, bro, you're gonna be somebody. You know what I mean? And when you're a part of Strictly Lit team, you're gonna be somebody. You know what I mean? And we're gonna make sure of that. You know what I mean? Because we're not here to take from you. We're here to show you that there's more than enough to go around.
Yeah, you're here to enhance them,
of course,
bring them down. And then one thing that's crazy about that too, that you said, is like when they come to you, you're not taking nothing from them. You know, you're just enhancing them. But it's crazy though too, because you're building your business and they're being a part of that.
Of course.
So they could always look back and be all like, you know, like, that was me too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody who's a part of this operation is the reason why where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they can't be you or whatever, but you know, it does take a team to win. Of course. You know, basketball, football, you know, so
you gotta have a team, bro.
Players,
a great team behind you.
You know, the management and everything, and it just rubs off. You know, and then basically when you're around people like yourself, like people that are successful, that rubs off on you. You know, when you're the the fifth person hanging with four successful people, you're going to be the fifth person successful.
Of course.
Because it's rubbing off to you. You know, it's just rubbing off on you, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
It opens doors, bro. It opens doors everywhere.
Can't say that. there's only some companies that can say that. You know what I'm saying? For you, like you could tell the way that your company responds to you and everything.
Yeah.
It ain't even like work. It's like family.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know y'all probably go through stuff because every company goes through that.
Everybody has problems, bro, but we don't focus on that.
Have the same goal. And that's to make Strictly Lit what it is, you know, and you doing your thing, you know. And, you know, I see the accolades from it.
Thanks,
you know,
bro.
And that's dope, you know. And pretty much you're putting that image out like, you know, anybody could do it.
They really can, bro.
Come from
I came from nothing, bro. I really came from nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Spoon in your mouth. You know, you had to get that out in the mud and, you know, wipe it off.
Polish that shit up. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, bro, that's dope.
And I think that's why we call our, you know, our brand, and I say our, bro, because this ain't just mine, you know what I mean? Like, this is everybody's shit, you know what I mean? And we call it Strictly Lit, bro, because we want it to be the latest shit on the block, you know what I mean? Not because we're in competition with anybody, but if you live by the name, bro, you're gonna have the great product, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And that's why I tell everybody, bro, like, we personally handle shit, you know, we don't, you know, hey, I'm gonna send this to this company and have them figure it out and then send it back to me and we're gonna sell it. I don't work like that, you know what I mean? We put our hands on everything.
You taking the middleman out.
Everything, of course. I mean, even our shirts, bro, I do them myself, you know what I mean? Like, I press them myself. I have my designer do it, you know, and I just, you know, of course, I have other shirts that are made too by, like, you know, G-Mon and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, shout out
but
to
like,
him.
yeah, of course, you know what I mean. He's come a long ways in his journey as well. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with everything that we're doing together, bro. We're collabing on different stuff, and we're making the greatest out of what we got.
Yeah,
you know?
Just making it grow. You know, it's about the snowball. And just get bigger and bigger once you go downhill. So Strictly Lit. Did you get that name?
That's where I was going back to because we had a paint shop, right?
Yeah.
And I had just opened it up, and it was called Strictly Customs.
Okay.
And because that's all we wanted to do was custom work. You know, me and Fernando, bro, we just wanted to do nothing but candies, nothing but, you know, ghost patterns and shit like that makes a car look great, you know. And so when we were doing that, you know, that always stuck with me, you know what I mean? And that came from Fernando, you know, so shout out to Fernando, bro. Like, but, you know, at the same time, when we closed that down and, you know, we sold everything that we had and stuff like that, because Fernando got sick, he passed away.
Oh, sorry.
And so, you know, definitely it was a crazy journey, you know what I'm saying? But it worked out because down the line when we were doing music, you know, and we were doing music with Izzy, right? Izzy on right now, you know, shout out to Izzy on right now.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
You know, he does a lot of great music, bro. And, you know, I help a lot of these artists, you know, get to a level, bro, where they can be independent artists. Like, if you ask any artist that reps Strictly Lit, bro, that's doing music in my studio, Strictly Lit, they're not signed to Strictly Lit. They're just being guided by Strictly Lit, you know. And I'm in the business to help you be great on your own, you know. So I want to see you shine on your own. Therefore, I'm going to show you the ropes, you know, from the things that I learned in the music industry when I was doing music back in the day.
Oh, so you did music too?
Of course, bro. Of course, you know. But you know, definitely, you know, I did a little bit of music when I was younger and stuff like that, bro. I mean, I tried it. I loved it. I did my thing. I have an ear for music, bro, and I really know certain people that I know will go to certain places, but it's up to them. You know what I mean? I'm going to show them all the way to the finish line, bro, but it's up to them if they want to pass that line. You know what I mean? And because, bro, a lot of people see a lot of crazy shit in the industry that they just don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And they know that it's going to take away from what they're already doing. So they just, you know, put out music on their own and just have it for fun, but they don't never want to do concerts. They don't never want to be out there. They don't want to take it to a next level. And I get it, bro. You know, it's a crazy world. You know what I mean? And at the same time, some people ain't willing to give up their freedom, you know, in order to be successful like that, you know?
True.
And what I mean by that is, like, bro, once you sign on that line to a company, bro, you belong to them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go wherever they tell you to go, and you're going to pay off that signing bonus, and you're going to figure out how you're going to make that company money again, because they didn't invest in you because they think your music's great. They invest in you because you're a cash machine for them, you know? So people do see that, and I help them see that, you know what I mean? And a lot of these artists are signed to, you know, funky ass labels and shit like that, and they're just holding their music, and they don't want to have them go anywhere else, and they don't want to have them do anything else, and they don't want to release their music and shit like that. Which is crazy to me. You know what I mean?
So some of these artists are are really talented, and if they just get that chance, they could blow up. But the funniest thing too, the industry, they push people who they want to.
Yep.
Because I could see a lot of rappers right now without the industry behind them, or without the record label that they're with, they wouldn't be nobody.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that are struggling right now that could be somebody, but they're not getting the radio play, they're not getting industry push, or they're getting blackballed.
Of course.
So yeah.
I think the best way, and just so that people know, that whenever you're doing your own music, of course, all you really need to do is put it on one of the platforms, like.
Yeah.
I can name a couple, but at the same time, of course, YouTube's great, but of course you got to invest in it,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when you go into a distribution company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with that distribution company, they're going to actually push your music for you, and that's the only line that you should sign on. You know what I mean?
Distribution,
for them to distribute your music, and distribute anything that you're doing. Like,
you should get a lawyer to see it too. And that's another thing too in the music industry. They know who to sign too, and who to get caught up in there, because you take a dude from the hood who haven't had nothing, you put $100,000 in his face, what you think he's gonna say? No?
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, he's gonna be like, I can flip this and everything, and then he's gonna get lost in the sauce and be right back where he was when he came to the label.
With no money.
So that's another thing too. They know who to look for, and then a lot of these artists, they're not educated to think like, when I sign this contract, whatever on this contract I gotta do.
Yeah.
So before you sign a contract, tell a lawyer to read it.
Of course.
And get an entertainment lawyer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Some people don't do that though, and I hate seeing it, you know what I mean? And that's the whole reason why I generated it, bro. Like, that's the whole reason why we still have a studio to this day. And bro, my studio's not like fucking packed with artists every single day, bro, but it does have some really great ones that come through every now and then, you know what I mean? And
I'm pretty sure I got history
I'm just happy to be a part of it, bro. You know what I mean? Because I love music, bro. And as you know, bro, I've worked with dope artists, you know what I mean? And real shit, like I loved being a part of it, you know what I'm saying? And it really took me a long ways, because I learned a lot from them too, and people that were in the industry the same, like I learned a lot from everybody. And I ain't the smartest one in the room, bro, but I'm definitely in a room where there's smarter people, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm paying attention, bro.
Yeah. And did the record label come after that? Was it?
It did. The studio came after that, and the studio was called Strictly Lit Entertainment. And I mean, you can even look up YouTube videos of Strictly Lit Entertainment, bro, or old school shit, and stuff like that. And
I had to, dive into it.
Yeah, we definitely looked.
Stuff, so
yeah, we did a lot of cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people really grew from that. You know what I mean? And I was glad to be a part of all that. And that's how we came up with the name, though. We were in the studio one day, and I'm like, damn, that shit's lit. And then Izzy was like, that shit's strictly lit, you know what I mean? And then boom, we just came up with Strictly Lit, you know what I mean? So
it was genuine. The name came up.
It happened, bro, during the middle of a song. And during that song, we all were collabed together, bro. We were all in the room together, with the family and everything, bro. Like, we were all there.
Because it came from, the Cartony to the record label Strictly Lit, and you love music, and then that's where the brand
just grew
from your music.
Yeah.
The name.
That's where the name came from. So then the logo and everything came down afterwards, because discovered Johan started doing some artwork, because Johan was working with me for a while, introducing certain people, introducing certain things. Like, I wouldn't even have met Mike and them if it wasn't for Johan.
Bro?
Yeah, bro, he's the one that introduced me to them.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he's the one that said, hey, bro, we need to go to LA. I got these people I want to introduce you to, and blah, blah, blah. And then before you know it, we're over there in LA, bro. You know what I mean? Off of just, a couple sentences. You know what I'm saying? And I tell a lot of people, bro, like, have faith in what is written in the books for you. Because if you try to go against the grain of something that's meant to be, then you're going to keep struggling the rest of your life. You have to actually follow the signs and the paths and just go with the flow sometimes. Don't try to force certain shit, but everything will come as it's supposed to come.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that I was going to one day be from painting cars to owning a Strictly Lit brand, you know, like
Yeah.
I never in a million years would have thought that, you know, and I can go back, you know, 25 years, bro, and say, hey, bro, like I never in a million years thought I'd even be in San Diego. And so you just have to understand, bro, like every chapter in your life has a great story. And, you know, and you were asking me earlier, you know, like, have you ever thought about writing a book, bro? Honestly, I really have, you know what I mean? But I'm looking for the right person to do that. And hopefully with this interview, bro, someone's going to hit me up and say, hey, I could write that book for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, of course, it's going to be a great movie. It's going to be a great story. Like, I want to see all of that, bro, before I pass away. You know what I mean?
One thing, what I notice about you, every time you think about something, you manifest it. Like,
yeah, it happens.
Studio, food, you know? I think what I wanted to ask you, because you said, like, you can't go against the grain, and you said, like, going back 25 years, you never thought that you would own a company and be a brand owner.
Yeah.
But when did you like know that your ducks started to line up? Like when you was all like, okay, painting, music, the brand.
It's
my ducks are. You know,
you got to look for the signs, bro.
You know?
Honestly, you got to look for the signs. You know, and the signs come to you whether you're paying attention or not.
It's like when you were painting the Strictly, that's where that came from, and then
you start putting two and two together, you know. And just like I was talking about earlier, you know, Johan came at me and he's like, "Hey, bro, look at this logo I made." Mm-hmm. You know, because he's the one that drew it up. It wasn't AI made. It wasn't anything like that. You know, and I did start seeing a lot of people doing it with AI and shit like that. But he was actually hand drawing shit. You know, and he says, check out this logo, you know what I mean? What do you think? And you know, and the light bulb just goes off in your head, you bro, and you know that you're gonna run with it, you know, because you have that motion inside of you, like, I think I could really make something out of this.
Like
I see in the future, bro, and I'm just like, you know what? This is gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes to, you know, make a label, a brand, and everything like that, but they don't really focus on the stuff that needs to be repeated in your head. Mm-hmm. When you see an SL, bro, it repeats in your head everywhere you look, you know, and you don't even know what it stands for.
Yeah, when I see that,
it just repeats in your head, you know, and you're like, oh, I know that. I know that, you know what I mean? And but you don't know what it's about until you actually, you know, put the two and two together, right? But at the same time, bro, that's what makes it more interesting, you know what I mean? And nobody knew what an LV logo was when Louis Vuitton came out. Yeah. It just happened, you know what I mean? And that's where I kind of like grabbed that inspiration from, you know what I mean? I look at other logos and I look at other things, and you know, when you see the double G's, bro, like you don't know that that's a Gucci logo until down the line, and you start looking into it and you're like, I love the way that looks, you know what I mean? I love the way that flows.
Exactly.
People say like, oh, well, that looks like a YSL, or that looks like a Louis Vuitton logo. No, bro, that's actually a Lakers L. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. You know what I mean? And you know, and that's how we put it together, me and Johan. You know what I mean? And then before you know it, we had a dope ass logo that we wanted to push, and it didn't look the way it looks now. It just had the SL, and then we just typed in Strictly Lit.
Oh, okay.
But then G-Mon put his touch on the rest of it.
And then it just took off from there. But that's the magic that's happening, bro. The magic of being introduced to other people. The magic of seeing what that person brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how because, you collab upon it. Because
bro,
sometimes
people have better visions than you sometimes. You know what I mean? And you got to run with those visions, bro, because it's a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to see where it goes. And once you see where it goes, then you're like, man, I'm glad I paid attention that day. Yeah. I'm glad I ran with this that day. Because, bro, not everything works. But if you're scared to try it out, bro, it might not work at all. Yeah. You know? So you have to give a little bit of, you know, push on it. Like, okay, I'm going to go with this. Okay, I'm going to try this out. It's just like different pens we try out, bro. Like, I don't have the same pen from 2020.
True.
Moved on to bigger and better shit every time.
Yeah.
And every single time, bro, it's a hit. Every single time we run with it. But not every single time did everybody like the drawings on it. Not every single time did everybody like the pen itself. Mm-hmm. But in my eyes, it was always going to be a hit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I thought about shit. You know what I mean? That's just...
You have to believe in yourself.
Like you said, you're speaking that shit into existence, right?
Exactly.
But if you always doubt yourself and you always think that you can't do it, well then, bro, you're just speaking that into existence. and it basically, you know, you see yourself thinking like, bro, I'm glad I made that move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad I did what I did back then to help me be where I'm at today. And just like I was telling you a minute ago, bro, like, it took me hundreds of mistakes, bro, to be where I'm at. And, you know, but there's the saying that, you know, you can't spell million without a couple L's, bro. So it just, you know, you got to keep it pushing, you know?
Yeah. And you were talking about doubting yourself.
Yeah.
And there was this quote that I seen on the internet, and it said, "You live in your mind most of the time. Make sure it's a great place to live."
Yeah.
And that hit me harder than anything.
Of course.
You know, because you're always up here, no matter if it's with family, going through finances, going through your dreams and everything. It starts up here.
Yeah, it does,
you know?
bro.
So make sure it's nice.
It's got to be.
If it's crowded, dirty, and
Of course.
everything.
It's got to be the cleanest shit in the house. You know what I mean? It really does,
exactly.
bro.
You know?
Because you got to be comfy, bro, where you're at in order to succeed. You know? And that's
really.
just.
You know, so
It takes it a long ways. It really does, bro. It takes things a long ways, and that's why I had to get a lot of shit out the way.
Exactly.
You know, things didn't just happen overnight, bro. I had to get a lot of shit out the way, and once I did that, I was ready to move on. You know, that's why I had to like eliminate the studio over there where I was on Bayer. Just get that shit out the way. You know, we're not doing that no more. We're moving on to bigger and better things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that drag you, bro. Like, it just in general, what I mean by that is like there's a lot of things that you hold on to, and you know, I think I wrote a quote the other day that said, you know, if you keep looking in your rear view, you're never going to be able to move forward, you know?
Sheesh.
And that's just in general, bro, because a lot of people like living in the past. So how are you going to be a new person if you keep thinking you're the old person?
Yeah.
You can't. It's just real talk, you know? If you just keep doubting that you can't do it, well, then obviously you're not.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking obvious answer in the world, bro. And it's the most fucking connecting answer in the world that's ever gonna slap you in the face. Stop doubting yourself and stop fucking thinking that the lid can't be removed, you know?
And the reason why I think people doubt themselves, well, my opinion, why I think people doubt themselves, because that's just the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
And then, like, to do anything bad is easy to do.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, like no matter how you look at it. If you want to be a bad father, it's easy. Don't show up. Don't
Straight
pay
up.
for stuff. It's easy. But
Yeah.
to be a good father is hard. You have to work. You have to provide.
Yep.
You have to be there mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Yep.
You know, spiritually.
Straight up.
So I mean, yeah, and
It's funny that you say that, bro, because when I was talking to your brother, he told me, man, I just got done paying my child support. Now I can focus on my other kids a little bit more. And I'm like, bro, hats off to you for being a great dad in the first place. Because most motherfuckers don't even pay child support.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Most motherfuckers don't even take care of their kids.
True.
And real shit, like, when I heard that out of his mouth, bro, I'm like, bro, like, hats off to you, bro, because I take care of all my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you have to.
I make sure that all my kids are doing better than me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And a factor of like they're gonna go somewhere and they're gonna be something big. You know what I mean? They don't have to be in the weed industry, bro. My kids don't even like the weed industry. You know what I'm saying? And so I want them to do what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't try to make my dreams come true. Make your own dreams come true.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you're
Straight
right.
Up.
You're investing into your kids, and you want them
Of course.
to do what you never had the chance to do. Because I'm not saying that I'm pretty sure your parents wanted to give you the world.
Yeah.
But like you said, you know, you didn't grow up.
That's not what we grew up in. You know, like this is something different.
But now since you have that, you could do that to your kids because you didn't have that.
Yeah.
You didn't have the opportunity at their age. You know, where they're
different times, bro.
Where their mom and dad could be like, bro, anything you want to do, just go out and do it. I got the money for it. Don't worry about it.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? You wish you could do that, but looking back, that made you who you are, and then now you're able to do it. So I know that make you feel good.
It does, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It does.
And to your parents, you know what I'm saying, if they still were alive, I'm pretty sure they would be proud to see that because they were the one who raised you into that man to be.
Of course.
And without them, there'd be no Tony Litt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Hats off to you, your parents.
Thanks, bro.
Your kids, man. Yeah.
We make it happen, bro. That's definitely what we're trying to do. You know, and who knows, bro? Strictly Lit might die with me. But at the same time, bro, I left that footprint in the dirt, bro, that says I was here. You know what I'm saying? And I did what I had to do.
But what I think what your kids is probably going to do, they're probably going to transition it into what they do, but in a different way. So it's pretty much not going to be in a box like it was. Well, it never really was in a box, I should say.
Yeah.
So that's dope that
of course.
you put yourself in a box, you know, so they could go into different lanes with this, without it being in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
You know, because now it's a clothing company.
Yeah.
It's a record label.
Yeah.
It's a car shop.
Yeah.
So there's different avenues that you made for them.
That they might like better than all the other ones, you know?
Yeah, and then they probably could enhance it into something else, change it into something.
It could be something greater,
Yeah, so that's dope.
Yeah. I don't want it to happen the way I'm saying, but like at the same time, bro, it's a possibility. You know what I mean?
But
at the same time, bro, we're gonna make this shit the best that we got while we got it. You know what I mean? And honestly, bro, like I can't be any happier, any gratefuler than I already am, bro. You know, and thank God he's put me where I put me, bro, because I've been through a lot of shit, you know, and sometimes you have to go through that hard shit, you know what I mean, in order to be where you're at today and be who you are today.
Exactly.
And I think that's why I don't let a lot of shit get to me, bro. I don't let a lot of shit fucking bother me. I'm the most patient man in the world, bro. And
have you been through it?
Yeah, and I know how to sit and wait, bro. You know what I mean? When it's my turn, it's my turn, bro. I mean, I tell a lot of people all the time, bro, like if you can wait in the DMV line, bro, for this long, why can't you wait in the line to be successful?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
True.
You want to drive, well, you got to wait until it's your turn to get your tags, and if they tell you no, then you ain't driving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, I can do the same thing with what I'm already doing. I can sit here and apply that to my life, you know? Like, I'm a patient man, bro. I was waiting a long time to be in a certain position where I could approach a store and be like, hey, I want to be in your store. You know what I mean? And they could very well tell me no. You know what I'm saying? Not all stores accept you.
No. You know what I'm saying?
I accept it though. You know what I'm saying? But most people will use that and be like, fuck them, and then trash them all over the internet and this and that. Nah, bro. It's a shame that you're not a part of my journey, but at the same time, I love what you're doing. And that's why I approached you. And maybe sometime in the future, we'll reconnect and I'll be a part of that journey with you again. You know what I mean? Because if you don't look at things in that scenario, bro, you're going to be part of that negative equation.
Yeah.
And don't be a part of that negative equation, bro. Make your shit move on to bigger and better things.
True.
You know?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So, car shop, our music label,
yes,
and then to the brand. Now, how did that come along? Like, okay, well, we did music. Should we just go into cannabis, or?
Well, because we were doing sessions. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
We were already doing sessions at the studio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
And at that time, I owned a hookah lounge.
Sweet.
You know, yeah. So hookah was a big thing back then.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? And
especially down in San Diego with the lounges.
it was dope, bro. I mean, I had a badass hookah lounge. It was doing great. And then, you know, a girl got in some shit, you know, and she got shot in the front, you know, and she didn't die or nothing, but, you know, they didn't want to renew my occupancy permit and shit like that. And
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know, time to move on. It's the sign, bro. You know what I mean? And I go back to that sign every time, you know, because in general, bro, not everything is meant to be forever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just like friends ain't meant to be forever.
True.
Just like acquaintances ain't meant to be forever, and not everybody's supposed to be a part of your life forever.
Exactly.
Some things are stepping stones, bro. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to respect the fact that I need to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
You know? But don't forget the factor, bro, that you only have a certain amount of time.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's crazy that you said that, because I guess that's what I'd be thinking. And you know, dude, I'm young, but I gotta think like my time is valuable just as anybody else.
Super valuable, bro.
Whether I'm a millionaire or not.
Yeah.
You know, so because I mean, people will pay $1 trillion for time.
Of course.
But
as long as you're not living by the factor of I want to do this to be a millionaire, then you'll be all right, bro. Because a lot of people use that as their go-to, you know, like, I'm doing this shit because I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm doing this shit because I'm gonna be famous. I'm doing this shit because I need money. Like, bro, if that's your end goal, then you're in. You
love it.
Yeah, you got wrong goals in store for you, bro. Yeah. Like, it's not gonna happen that way.
That's like asking me, he was all like, man, you've been doing podcasts for 2 years, you know, you haven't been making money. And I was like, because I have to put more work in.
Yeah.
You know, these people don't know if I'm going to be here next year.
Yeah.
So you know, by each year, they're like,
course.
oh yeah, he's committed.
Yep.
Then maybe that 5th year, oh yeah, he's solidified. Here, give him a contract, you know.
Yep.
So basically, that's all you have to do. And sometimes people don't see you, and you have to be seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but it puts you in a room with people that are doing bigger things, bro. That it's gonna put you in a position to do bigger things. You know.
And bro, that's crazy that you said that, because Roz Mike from Nug Radio, you know, that's when I was like telling them, like at that one event when I had seen Ozzy, you, and some other big people, that's when I knew I was in the right room.
Yeah.
Because you don't see those people normally. Like, to be talking to you on a day-to-day basis or something like that normally don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're really locked in. You know, so for you to be in that type of space, you definitely got to respect that. One day you're going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you be seeing me everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm gonna put it in a different perspective for you, bro, just so that you can look at these things in a different way. If I didn't respect your hustle, I wouldn't give you my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And I can show you my phone, bro. My DMs are fucking slammed with people that want to fucking talk to me, that want to bullshit with me, that want to do business with me. But see, I'm looking at things in a different scenario, bro. I'm looking at things like, I want to see what you do to move before I do business with you.
Exactly.
And I see you move, therefore I'm here with you in this room right now.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So look at things in a different perspective, bro.
Wow.
Everything that you've been doing isn't wasting time. Everything you're doing is building to who you are today.
Yeah, building connections.
That's putting you in a room with people. And I'm not saying I'm the fucking dopest person on the planet, bro, but at the same time, bro, you're in a room with me where people are in my DMs trying to do the same thing that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, bro, I respect your hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Absolutely, bro. Bro, absolutely, bro. You got to give props where props is due. Real shit, you know, and bro, you're doing a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you even taking the time yourself, bro, to be here and drive down here, to have him down here, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, in general, bro, people, time is money, bro, you know what I'm saying?
But I fuck with you the long way,
thanks, bro.
And just for you to give me this opportunity, you know, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to. No, I'm always going to keep, you know, giving you your flowers.
Of course,
bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Hell
bro, you're hella dope, and you know, if people was in this interview in the same room with us, they could feel that aura from you.
Yeah.
You know. But back to the music. Well, sorry, we kind of got off subject.
No, yeah, you're good, bro.
So the cars, the music, and then the brand. So you just kind of went in there because
I think that
kind of failed, and then you were like,
well, they didn't want to renew the permits.
Oh yeah. Well,
so we closed that down. It was sad, but we still used everything that we had inside there to build something new.
Dope.
You know, so we still had the TVs, we still had the cameras, we still had the, you know, the hookahs themselves. I mean, we still had everything in general, even the couches. You know what I mean? Because I had, I think, I want to say like 20 couches. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet, yeah.
And we were using them for the studio. We were using them for another lounge. We were using them for this place. Like, we were just using them in general, bro. Everything that we had, and we built something new. And that's when you know that it's time to do something new, bro, because people put a halt to what you're doing. So you
reinvented yourself pretty much.
Yeah, of course.
From the hookah to cannabis.
Yes.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
And then since your mom got sick, that kind of helped you.
That helped me know that I was going the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was meeting people that weren't trying to go against me, they were trying to help me.
Yeah, with
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a part of that, bro. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best thing in the world, bro, to know that you have people that really give a fuck about you and what you're going through.
Exactly. And people behind you in your corner.
Of course.
That they're not just there for money, they're there for like the emotional support too.
In general.
And spiritual support, you know. So and mentally too. So
bro, that's one of the hardest times of your life, bro. To lose one of your family members, bro, is one of the hardest things you ever have to go through in the world. Yeah, it's horrible, bro.
Hell yeah.
So I fucking I made sure I dedicated my time and money to doing what I was telling you I was gonna do. You know what I mean? And so while I did that, bro, in that transition, bro, things just started really reflecting on me in a bigger and better way. Like, okay, now I think I can do something else. Now I think I can grow even more. Now I think I can move on to the tequila.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now and it's the same way though. You meet somebody that comes through, that has something, that introduces you to someone, and before you know it, boom, you got your own brand of something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to run with those, bro. You really do, because every interaction is a good reaction, bro, as long as you make it work, you know? And at the same time, bro, every person that you meet, bro, is there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to go somewhere else or to basically to learn something from them. Because every connection I come in encounter, I try to like learn something from them.
Of course.
They mess with me. Or
nothing's by mistake, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
don't ever go against. You know what life's throwing at you. You know what I mean?
Every time you meet somebody, it's crazy because that's just like when I went to the High Supply. I met Patel.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a big podcaster.
Yeah.
And he thought I was a rapper, and it was crazy too because he came up to me and he's like, "Do you rap or something?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I do podcasts."
Yeah.
And he was all like, "Where are you based out of?" And I'm like, "Oceanside." And he was like, "How you get here?" And I was like, "I drove up here." And he was like, "Oh, you're hustling." And I'm like, "Yeah, I have to."
Hell yeah,
and I
bro.
was like, "I'm roll up podcast, so I roll up to places, you know." So I kind of put that in the thing too. But just meeting him, that was crazy. And then this dude, he had invited me to this pool party where they were shooting a music video, and it was him, Bishop Lamont, and some other people. And then I met Cali Plug. I met one from Bud Hut. Yeah, bro, it was crazy. And then from the Miss Cannabis auditions, I ran into this dude named GS, and he's like this rapper dude that's like does podcasts on rappers in LA. And he was doing a session up there, you know, at the studio where we were using, because it's like a lot of studios. And he was there, and I kind of like reconnected, and he looked at me and he's like, "Oh, what's up?" And then it was like crazy because like I didn't even know I was going to meet him there, but just to meet him before, and then like 3 months later we're back in the same room, and then just the people that was there, like these people are like big, like even the dude from Munchies, you know, the CBD dude, he was there. These famous Eagle fans, it was crazy, you know. So yeah, we're part of a music video and everything. And the dude, he's from Nolan and Latin. So yeah, and he invited me to his Malibu mixer where we're throwing our event at. And Ray J, Brandy's gonna be there and everything. So it's pretty dope. Like so like you said,
things are just meant to be. They're meant to be, bro.
This was divine time, and him meeting me, and I got his number too, and I could call him. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'd be scared to too because you know people is busy, so you know you want to respect your time when you do have them. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't hurt to shoot a message, bro. It really don't. And when you shoot that message, you're gonna see the outcome of whatever it was you were trying to do. You know what I mean? I used to feel like that sometimes too. Like I don't want to bug this guy. Like he's busy as hell. Like me bugging him is like, hey, why would he give me the time of day? You know what I mean? But bro, like the worst he's gonna say is no.
Yeah, see, but just like you though, like this happened to me at the wax party. The dude from Blue Moon, you know, like that's when I had texted him, and this was like almost a half a year when we seen each other. And I seen him, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, here's my number," and we're locked in. And he showed me his message. This dude had like 700 text messages and 22,000 emails. You know, so it's like I was just like a little circle. But he was all like, "All right, I see your message. We're locked in." So I'm like, "Cool." So I hit him up.
That's dope.
I hit him up today.
That's dope, bro.
So
yeah. I mean, you gotta be persistent sometimes too, though.
Yeah. But I just met him last week. Well, not met him last week, so I'm just gonna let it go and then be like, hey, of course, because I've been busy too. So so
we all got lives, bro. But at the same time, we all got lives that are going somewhere. You know. And some way, somehow, I'm gonna catch you on that journey wherever you're going.
True.
Yeah. So
So car shop, record label, and then the merch.
No, the water.
Okay.
The tequila, the water, the merch, and then the tin shop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Strictly Tin. Yeah. Dang. So. Dang, man, it's crazy, Tony. You always amaze me, bro, because it's like. So every time I hear somebody when they say like to be rich is have
multiple entities, bro.
Of
income.
And that's definitely you. No matter, bro, like you could look around in the shop, like everything, if you want it, you could basically buy it for the right price. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely respect you up on your hustle.
Thanks,
and
bro.
It's like it's always like you have to look for new ways to make money. But I don't know, it just I'm not saying it's easy for you.
It's not, bro, because not everything, how can I put this? Not every business brings the income that you thought it was going to bring in the beginning. All right, you know, like my tin shop wasn't making crazy bread when it started. You know what I mean? It was already an open business, it was already a place that was functional for 15 years, but you know, the guy that was running it wasn't always there, so therefore people weren't going anymore.
Okay.
You know, he always had the doors closed because he was running another business, you know. So at the same time, bro, I knew what I was getting into, but I knew my name was gonna go further than my business, you know.
Dope.
So my name can open up doors to people that want to fuck with me, that want to get their cars tinted, that want to get their cars done in general, and that'll bring business to my business.
Exactly.
When my other business is not making money, you know, because tequila don't sell every day, bro.
Yeah.
Tequila only sells when the bar runs out. You know what I mean? And who knows if anybody's gonna buy it from then.
True.
You know, at that moment in time, because you got
competitors.
all kinds of other tequilas on the shelf, you know, and then you also run into the factor of like bars closing down, you know, because of, you know, the situations that we're in now, you know, where money's not coming in right, and you know, businesses are working on faulty licenses, or businesses are running with letting underage people in there and stuff like that.
Stop drinking.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Mr. Temple had a great thing going on, bro. You know what I mean? He had all these bars in one place, and My Tequila was in their place, and you know, and they're doing so much business there, bro. It was working out great, but then some guy got shot in the street, bro, and now all eyes are on them.
Yeah.
You know, and then before you know it, they're closing down the place. You know what I mean? With all the bars that were in that same building, because you had Cielo Rooftop, you had Temples, you had Day and Night, I think it was called, or something like that, and it sucks, bro, because you see that big old, you know, circle of funds coming in, bro, and you're like, damn, that's really dope, everything that he's doing. But bro, things can change just like the sun goes away every day, you know what I mean? From night to day to night, you know, and before you know it, bro, you could be in the minus, you know, and you could be lost, you know, and so you have to really protect everything that you're doing.
But that's crazy that you said that, but I feel like you got the mind for that, because, okay, if you know your tequila ain't selling, you're going to do something to get it off the shelves.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so, that's the craziest thing about it, you know, and like with your water, per se, tequila, your merch. Yeah. So, like,
it moves in different areas, you know what I mean? And you can't just be focused on one town, bro. You can't just be focused on one little scene, you know? Like, if I sat here and focused on one dispensary, bro, like...
Oh, yeah, you would be...
None of the other dispensaries would make money, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why you're going on tour.
Yeah, that's why we do the Cali tour, bro. That's...
Meet new faces. And bro. And let me know when you stop up in North Cal, bro, because I know some people up there too.
Of course.
You should tap in with Mark, the owner of Calia.
Yeah. Dude, definitely. Well, we're gonna be in Cake House this weekend. Yeah, so if you want to come up to Cake House Encinitas.
Encinitas always pop off. Man, shout out to Cake House Encinitas, bro.
We just got a delivery in Cake House Encinitas, bro. So we'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, because Cake House Encinitas always show love.
And then we got Cake House Vista.
Yeah.
Which is right by you, right? Because you're in Vista. You're in Oceanside, right?
Yeah, but Vista is
it's
like
right there.
5 minutes away. Yeah. Exactly.
So we're gonna be.
I mostly mess with Vista though, because they're big into cannabis. Oceanside, that's still my hometown, but you know, Vista is like, you know,
hell yeah.
You know,
it's got all the dispensaries there. Yeah. We're gonna be in there, so you'll definitely see us out there as well.
Oh yeah.
And it'd be dope for you to come out there and do some, you know, some shooting, bro, and everything, you know, and get to talking to people out there, you know, and stuff like that, bro. I mean,
so you gonna be in Vista?
I will be in Vista this coming up week, bro, because we're doing the tour that has a pit stop in Encinitas, Vista, and then we're going to, I think, Lake Elsinore, and then we're coming back down to Orange County, and then we're going up to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going up to North Cal. You're just kind of going up to.
We're going to North Cal, but we're not going all the way up. You know.
Okay, just halfway, and then the next stop.
Well, because all these stores have to get product in them first, you know. So.
Oh yeah.
So we have other representatives, bro, that are out there getting the stores for us. Oh, and once they get the stores, then they get included in the thing.
Hit that dude, Juggy up, bro, because he messed with the Cure Company, Green Boys, and everything.
Yes, bro.
And
well, definitely.
I got the numbers too.
Let's make the introduction, bro. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, bro, we'll hook you up with Kush Life, Bougie, and all of them too. Yeah. They've been looking at your thing. It's just like you can hit them up and just be like, "Hey, bro, I know Jay Kush.
Yeah.
He was talking to you guys and everything." So just make that connection, because they know you through me because that's what I was trying to collab because you're basically one of the biggest companies that I know down here that holds
Thanks,
weight.
bro. Thanks, bro.
Because once I seen what's his name, Toon come down here.
Yeah.
Man, once I seen Toon come down here, that's when I know. Like when he came up here and did his vlog here, I'm all like, it's Strictly Lit is a household name, bro. When you see that SL, you already know what it is. And then it's crazy how you say a lot of people think that look like YSL, but I think that's a good thing too because
it gets your attention, bro.
Yeah,
it gets your attention.
You're like, okay.
You're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not a YSL. Oh, that's not a Louis Vuitton. That's something else.
Yeah, so it makes you curious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you're curious, you want to be interested into it. And then once you start saying that, like, dude, man, I be seeing your stuff in Vista.
Thanks, bro.
LA and everything, bro.
Thanks,
but
bro.
Yeah, man, I definitely want to wear your stuff, give me more exposure. Because
absolutely, bro. Shit,
Lit, bro.
I'm with it, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. Shout out to Toon too, bro. That's my boy right there.
Yeah.
Me and Toon go way back, bro.
Man, I met him at Champs.
Yeah.
That's how I met him.
Dope.
And he was the one who got
was in Vegas, right?
Sauce Walker and Young LB when I was doing them. And then I met Julian, Snoop Dogg's son too.
Yeah.
You know, he's cool. They call him Jupiter.
Yep.
Yeah. Dope guy.
Dope, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I met the Backpack Boys, Bully Wiz, Quasado.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't meet Quasado, but I said what's up to him. But I was talking to Bully Wiz, and he gave me his number and everything because he's supposed to be performing at the Dabathon, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. That's dope.
One of those events he's performing. I think it's the Dabathon, and and then I met Jungle Boys.
Yeah.
Easy and Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All good people, bro. All those people are good people, bro.
Yeah.
Like. I've known all those names, bro, since I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're all dope industries, bro. And they've all come a long ways, bro.
Bro, but that's crazy though, cause you're huge down here in San Diego.
Thanks.
Because the funniest thing, I know some people know about you. They just have to see your face.
Yeah.
You know, to be like, oh yeah, that's Strictly Lit, bro. But you're definitely a household name, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Bro, Burner, I'm telling you, bro. You and Burner are in the same category.
Thanks,
There's
bro.
no difference and
Thanks,
stuff.
bro.
You might probably got more stuff to them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But before
it's definitely dope.
Yeah, man. But before we end this interview, is there anything that? Well, there's 3 questions I want to ask you.
Of course, bro.
What would you tell your younger self today?
I think if I was to able to go back, bro, and tell myself something that would not just influence my thoughts, bro, but help me with my journey. Stop thinking that easy money is good money. And stop thinking that people are going to always say no. And of course, you know, have faith in your dreams. You know, because those are probably the biggest things that are going to take me where I need to be.
Yeah.
Everybody has that movement, bro, in them. But nobody moves forward with their movement.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows how to make a left and a right step, bro, but they don't know how to move their body with their movement.
That's
you know,
wild.
and I see it, bro, from miles away. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people carry themselves in certain directions, but they doubted themselves the whole way to get there. You know, so I think I would say that to myself back then, of course. And you know, stop wasting time. The biggest thing that I've ever seen on I think Instagram, or I saw it on someone's page, bro, is that there is a cemetery full of people that I think they had more time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy because I got another thing that I tell you about that. Like the cemeteries is where a lot of people is where there's a lot of dreams that never got put out or something like that.
Same scenarios, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's true, you know what I'm saying? Because I've known so many friends of mine, so many people, you know, that I grew up with, and so many people that, you know, in general that had a piece of being a part of my journey, bro, that are no longer here, you know, because of the fact that they were doing things that just, or they got sick, you know what I mean? But they were doing things that weren't right, or they were just, in general, bro, just got sick, you know what I mean? And because they thought they had a bunch of time. You know, and it sucks, bro, but that's just part of the process.
True.
You know, and I see a lot of people get stuck in those scenarios too. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do nothing because of this, or I can't do nothing because of that. And no, bro, like, your journey's not over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and not only that, bro, like, you know, you haven't even seen what the outcome is yet. You know what I mean? You're already prejudging it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but no, definitely, bro, like, that's the main thing that I want to say, you know what I mean, when it
Yeah.
comes to my older, younger self, you know?
Yeah. Basically, what he's saying is, health is wealth, and time is a gold mine.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro.
And my second question: what would you tell somebody who's trying to come into this industry and trying to like break into it and trying to be just as big as you, or maybe even bigger than you?
When you're coming into the industry, bro, come in with a mindset that you're gonna make it. The mindset that I'm just gonna give it a shot. And also, don't use logos and don't use names that other people already got. You know, because I see people just like, oh, I love this little character, but it belongs to, I don't know, let's just say Pokemon, or, you know, somebody, you know what I mean? Like, use stuff that belongs to you, you know what I mean? And if you need somebody to create your logo, just find somebody that knows how to do logos, or find somebody who knows how to do names, and just in general, because I see the biggest mistake on certain brands that I see that are coming up is they're not using their own shit, you know what I mean? They'll use a character, or they'll use a name, or they'll just, you know, try to make it look like a Supreme logo, or, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, you know?
Just be original.
And just, you got to be more original with your shit, you know, and as long as you change it by 50%, it belongs to you, you know what I mean? And it could be similar, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to look completely different, but like, it could be similar, bro, but just make sure you change it and make it yours.
Yeah, true.
You know, and it'll
right.
go a long ways. I mean, I have people that copy my logo all the time, bro. I got a dude in LA that's copying my logo, that fucking rocks his shit with a clothing line, and he calls it something else, bro. And I'm just like, I've reached out to them, you know, I've sent them cease and desist letters, bro, and shit like that. But some people don't care, bro. Like, they're just trying to make a name for themselves, and that's cool, bro. Do your thing. I'm not doing this shit to fucking be enemies and we can fight in the corner, bro.
It's like, why do it on
But
my
like,
side?
yeah, just, you know, try to do your own journey, bro.
Probably
Like,
could have came to you, and you probably could have
easily came to me and said, hey, bro, let's collab.
Exactly.
I got these ideas, I got these connections, I got these people. Like, it's that easy,
Yeah, and that's,
you know?
yeah, and remember that, man, because that's what some people forget, man. Some people do want to collab, and all you have to do is just reach out. The worst thing they can do is say no.
The worst thing you could say is no.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
ain't losing no money, you ain't losing no friends,
straight up.
you ain't losing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the third question: what is one crazy story you would say that like you knew this was gonna come, but you was just all like, it's just crazy how it happened. Like, you know how it happened at the hookah bar, and then you changed to like the cannabis thing. Like, what was a crazy situation that like happened where you just like, dang, that just like worked out? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think the craziest situation is that I in the beginning, bro, when I wanted to be in stores, right? Because I didn't always want to be in stores. I was really content with what I was doing while I was doing it. And that, I mean, I don't want to say that wasn't my goal to the end. Eventually, it was going to be a part of my goal, but with the process, right?
Yeah.
But I started dealing with a lot of people in the industry and having the confidence that they were going to take me to a certain level with the trust. You know what I mean? Of course, like, hey, I'm going to give you this money. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I've dealt with a lot of people in the industry, bro, that ain't really got your interest in what they're doing, you know? So
That's wild.
you have to make sure that it's really real, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to what you're saying, like what would I tell people that are trying to jump in the industry? Make sure you're dealing with somebody that's already in stores. Make sure you're dealing with somebody that's going to take you to that next level, because you could easily get a way to distribute your stuff and you could easily get a license, but not everybody's going to accept your stuff in their stores.
Like, he's by word of mouth.
Yeah.
When you're by word of mouth, bro, today, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's all word of mouth, bro. And it goes a
for
long
him to
ways.
be pushing the numbers like that through word of mouth.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Hats off to them, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that's what I did with Alex, you know, bro. We had the meeting and Alex like, bro, you know, I want, he brought the manager up right away, bro. He's like, I want the merch in here, I want the water in here, I want the rosin in here, I want everything in here, bro.
So he was like, anything you want.
Yeah, bro.
You can even have the tequila if you want.
If we could put it in there, it'd be in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, that's why I show so much love to Sessions.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at Sessions tonight, bro, by the way, you know what I mean? And we're doing our thing at Sessions, and of course we're doing a lot of other things, like we're at Cookie Store every week. We're
to be with Sessions, bro, that's a staple because everybody's gonna come there.
Everybody goes
gonna
there.
See your product whether they buy it or not.
It's the biggest lounge, bro, in California, bro. It's dope,
Yeah, because I definitely wanted, dude. I definitely got to reach out to Alex again though. But I wanted to try to do something with him too.
Yeah.
Like
he's very open to it, bro. I mean, he's even invited us to do podcasts there, bro. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, doing there because I be having a lot of people that be coming down, or even here too. Like you said. So and then I could bring like
of course,
big
bro.
people too, where you could meet them and everything. Because definitely I want to get Bully Wiz up on the next one. So shout out to the Backpack Boys, man.
Yeah, that'd be dope, bro.
They got me through some rough times,
Hell yeah.
So shout out to the Backpack Boys. Yeah, man.
They're always doing big shit.
Hell yeah. But can you please leave your socials, your handles and all that stuff?
Yeah, bro, absolutely. So of course, you can reach out to us, bro, just at Strictly Lit Official. You know what I mean? On Instagram. Of course, you can reach out to us at strictlylit.com. If you want to shoot me an email, you can shoot me an email at inquiries@strictlylit.com. So you can definitely reach out to us on all platforms, bro. You just gotta type in Strictly Lit.
Man, they going hard, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Strictly Lit is definitely big, man. You definitely should check them out.
Thank you, bro.
When you come down to San Diego, they definitely making a stable. They always at the former Cubs. They always at Sessions by the Bay. They always got it on lock. If you want to come down here, get the merch, get the herb, man, just hit up my guy Tony Lit, bro.
Thank you,
he
bro.
left you his information and everything, so you could definitely hit him on the handles. You can hit him on IG. Just follow their page. They got tequila. They tinted windows.
We're doing it all.
They doing it all, man.
Thanks for coming out to the compound, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
Hell yeah. And make sure you follow me too up on rollup_podcast_J Kush. Follow me up on YouTube on the official Rollup Podcast so you can see my videos and everything.
Absolutely.
And if you want a one-on-one, just hit me up on my DMs and we could do what we did right here.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, Tony. Shout out to Strictly Lit. We in sunny San Diego. Shout out to Oceanside too. It's your boy J Kush. Rollup Podcast. Smoke one, bitch.
That's right.
I'm out.
Thank you. Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
Good shit, man. To the Sessions.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get that to you, but I found some hats in the back. I'm trying to look to see.
And that backpack is crazy too.
This is a large too, bro. If you want to take this one as well.
Yes, sir. Oh, that one's tough too.
Oh hell yeah, that's dope.
You see, you see me right there on the corner?
Right there?
Yeah. It's the side.
That's from
Yep.
yeah, those are all mob bosses, huh?
Yep.
And then that's from that one
And then you got me right here.
Yeah.
They squeezed me in there, but
that's crazy.
we try to make it a little bit, inconspicuous,
That's dope though.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're gonna be like, who those boss mans up on there? Me?
Who
What?
is that,
What? That's me?
Let me get you guys some product to smoke too, bro.
Yeah,
Excuse
we're
me?
down. We're down.
How do you
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My bad.
It's all slow.
No, that's my fault.
Oh shit. I'm all slow right now.
Put on. We put the keef on with water, bro. We don't put any additives. A lot of people use glue. A lot of people use terpenes. A lot of people use different shit.
Yeah, like wax or
Keep
something like that,
ours
right?
All natural, bro. I want your shit to taste like good ass flour. I don't want your shit to taste like you know,
Smell good, too.
terpenes and shit like that. I want it to taste natural from the flower, so that's why we coat them with water and then we coat them with kief.
And so this is no collab. This is just you guys.
Yes.
Man, thank you for having us for this interview. You know, this is Roll Up Podcast 101. We came down here to the spot, you know, secret location. You need to hit up the man if you want to come through. Yeah, but thanks for having us, man. It was a great interview. And yeah, man, tap in. You're going to be seeing the clips up online. Like I said, follow us up on IG, Strictly Lit, Roll Up Podcast, Jay Kush, and follow the YouTube channel, Officially Roll Up Podcast. And what is yours?
Official.
Strictly Lit Official. Yeah, man.
Strictly Lit Tequila.
Yep. Drink his water, drink his tequila, smoke his weed, wear his merch, and you already know you Strictly Lit. But shout out once again, man.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, hit him up, hit me up. You know, go into DMs if you need to hit him up or hit me up. And like I said, this is Roll Up Podcast, the 101s, with my boy Strictly Lit.
Yes, sir.
Tony Lit. We out, G. Ha.
We out.